Lesson 10, Describing People, Personality and Character Traits. Hello, and welcome to this lesson. Today, we are going to learn useful vocabulary for talking about people's personality, behavior, sociability, and character traits. A. Adjectives for personality and behavior. An impetuous person acts suddenly without thinking carefully first. This word often has a negative meaning. For example, she is so impetuous. I wish she would consider things before acting. The adjective impulsive has a similar meaning, but it can sometimes be used more positively. An impulsive person also acts without planning, but the result may be generous or kind. For example, his impulsive generosity led him to give money to anyone who asked for help. An effusive person expresses pleasure, praise, or gratitude in a very enthusiastic and sometimes exaggerated way. For example, she always gives me such an effusive welcome when I visit her. An excitable person becomes excited very easily. For example, he is a very excitable child. He needs to calm down. A pushy person selfishly promotes their own position or interests. This is an informal and negative description. For example, she is so pushy. She demanded a pay rise for herself without caring about the rest of us. Someone who is self-conscious feels nervous or uncomfortable because they are very aware of what other people may think about them or their actions. For example, Freddie seemed self-conscious and uncomfortable when he had to make the announcement at the party. A well-balanced person is calm, reasonable, and capable of showing good judgment. For example, the teacher said Maddie was a well-balanced child who got on well at school. A taciturn person is reserved and says very little. This word generally has a negative meaning. For example, he was rather taciturn when I first met him. He hardly said a word. B. Sociability. An introvert is an inward-looking and quiet person. Chloe is described as an introvert. Her brother Mark is outgoing and is an extrovert. An outgoing person is energetic and friendly and finds it easy to spend time with other people. An extrovert is outward-looking, energetic, and sociable. A diffident person lacks confidence. Mr. Rogers is described as diffident and seems to have low self-esteem. Low self-esteem means having a low opinion of yourself. English people have traditionally been thought of as rather reserved. A reserved person is not immediately sociable and may take time to become comfortable with others. Someone who is aloof appears unfriendly and unsociable. Eva tends to seem aloof, although she may simply be shy. A haughty person behaves as though they are better than other people. A disdainful person appears to believe that others do not deserve respect. For example, my Aunt Annie can be very haughty and disdainful at times, but she is lovely really. An unapproachable person is difficult to speak to or socialize with. It may be hard to begin a conversation with them. An approachable person is the opposite and seems friendly and easy to talk to. Someone who is conceited has an excessively high opinion of themselves. A self-important person has an exaggerated sense of their own importance. By contrast, a modest person does not exaggerate their own abilities or good qualities. A respectful person treats others well and politely, often with admiration. For example, Joe is always so polite and respectful. I wish he would be more informal and treat me as his equal. C. Character traits. A naive person is willing to believe simple ideas, perhaps because they lack experience. For example, Aryan is somewhat naive. He believes that love can solve all the world's problems. A gullible person is easily deceived. For example, telephone salespeople often take advantage of gullible people. A conscientious person takes their duties and responsibilities very seriously. For example, my father was a very conscientious man. He never took time off work unless he was seriously ill. A restless person is not satisfied with what they are currently doing and continually wants something new. For example, she is a restless individual. I do not think she will ever settle down in a job. An obstinate person refuses to change their opinion or behavior, even when other people try to persuade them. The informal adjective pig-headed has a similar but stronger meaning. For example, you are so obstinate and pig-headed. Why do you not listen when people give you advice?